I'm here painting today for the Amazing Art Expo, and we're doing a Pirates of the Caribbean inspired piece. This one's called Pearl in Dark Waters. That's working title. We may change it later, but for now that works fine. It's a nighttime um, pirates scene here. Okay, the chat is the stream is live, and the chat is open. Okay, and let's see. Of course, my streaming is a little chunky right now. Sometimes that takes a second to catch up, and then it's fine. Let's check that now. It's a little wonky, but sometimes it catches up after a few minutes of just sort of figuring itself out. Okay. As long as you guys can hear me, I'm sure that's fine. It'll look the same anyway. Okay. Let's get started here. Tell me if anybody wants to tell me if the stream looks funky. I can always restart it here. It's a little wonky, but if you guys can handle it, then so can I. So let's do one of these brushes instead. As you can see, I've already done the underpainting. We've been told that the underpainting isn't everyone's favorite part to watch, so I did that a couple days ago. Moon's gonna be just off center. Nice full moon here. Some clouds kind of going through it. Gotta sort of poke in where the clouds are going to be here. Okay. They after me booty. Arr! All the pirate jokes can fly today. Okay, there's some clouds. Let's go ahead and sort of carve in where the ship's going to be. Just real generally. Let's just say that's... There we go. The old pearl. There's one mast. I realize this is a three-masted ship, but I found a great image of a sailing ship that's actually a two-mast, so I hope that's not going to be a huge deal for anybody. we can embellish a little bit. Don't want to make that too dark because it's going to be a little light as this. Maybe the sails are like translucent or something. But in general, of course, this ship rather, has black sails. But since it's night, we might see a little bit of translucent action here. There's going to be, I'm going to do a couple jibs on this one. I think the actual pearl has only one big one, but it's kind of fun to have more than one, I think. All right, looks like most of the cameras have caught up. You just received your Diagon Alley. Awesome. Thanks, Libby. I'm glad you're enjoying that. Okay, those sails back there. That's pretty much the general shape of the ship, so I can paint around that for now. These are more angled at the top, and they descend. Yeah, this ship's going to have more sails than the quote-unquote actual black pearl, just because it's fun. A little lower there. I'm totally not listening to Pirates of the Caribbean soundtrack, by the way. Listening to Erykah Badu, which is about as far from pirate theme as you can get, but she's kicking, so you know. Another cross beam there. Looks like my face cam is still a couple seconds behind, but that's alright. That's the smallest one on there, so it's not like it's a huge deal. And there will be some flags, which I'll add later. Nice big ship. And then what's going to make this ship look so much bigger is all the tiny little details everywhere. Make sure those masts are straight, which sometimes my vertical lines are totally not straight at all. This one is not exactly straight. You can't really see all the way down to the bottom of the mast. But it's nice to know that it's there in my mind. Great, that's going to turn into those sort of mountains in the distance, which are where? Down to... This painting is really not going to be done until I get to add all the mist in there, which will have to be after the painting dries. It'll be pretty great, but it'll really be singing when I finish the misty stuff later. Some mountains. And these are these ones that are going to blend in with the clouds there. So that looks like a pirate ship. Where's this water line is about right here. Yeah. Let's make sure that's even. About there. Just has to come out the other side. A little higher. That's going to be a lost sort of coastline edge there. Yeah, that's good. Okay, let's get started then. sort of make a roundish moon there. Look at that. See, it's a cloudy covered moon already. Hardly even done anything. That's how it's done. Closest clouds are going to have the most light on them. Look at that. How effective is that? So very, very effective. All right, let's start with a gonna do a little bit of glow. And then that will actually darken up pretty quickly. To a nice sort of dark greenish. This whole painting is clearly going to be really green. Combination of the paint I'm adding and the underpainting that I'm allowing to show through. I'm allowing that underpainting to show through. You do what I tell you. Let's now I'll keep this paint a little thinner. I don't know. I like thicker paint in general, but I still want it to be nice and transparent. We'll do a little bit of this stuff too. I think having big, thick chunks of paint on this piece could be really fun. Get some wax medium here. So you can imply so much by just using the texture of the paint. Looks like there's more clouds and stuff there. And I haven't really done anything. That's going to be amazing. Hi there, Amy. And thanks, Anne. Thanks for watching. Now I've got to make sure I leave room and value for my ship and the mountains and everything. It's going to get darker as it comes forward. I can go over that. If I go too dark now, I will have nowhere to go. If that makes any sense. It's kind of getting a little more purple. Hey, look at that, some unexpected color is coming off of my brush. So this is a really simple scene with a really simple subject, so I can be a lot more loose and painterly, and it works. The more specific and detailed a painting is, the less room I have to be interpretive with everything. Okay, that's way too dark. Okay, that's a little too much texture. Let's soften that up a little bit. I don't want it distracting or confusing. That cloud can kind of curve in like that to help keep us in the painting. We can do a little more green here, as these are right next to the old moon. Hi there, Colleen. Thanks for watching. Yeah, of course. This is our way right now of connecting with viewers and collectors and just art lovers, and we cannot do any shows right now, so this is the best way we can do it. So we will keep doing this for the foreseeable future. This is all cloud. Yeah, I really like this. I quite like this. Too dark, too blue. This medium combination I've got going on here. Too purple. Yeah. That needs to be dark enough to show that those are clouds. Right. I can add another layer of that Down there a layer. Add another layer later. Maybe there's a little bit of cloud behind that one. You see it there. It's actually nice. I keep looking over at the feed because it's another way for me to look at the painting, almost like I'm looking at it through a mirror or something. Love painting clouds. Even Bob Ross said, clouds are just about one of the freest things in nature. They're just there inside your brush, ready to jump out. Just let them dance and play and have fun, run around. They know what to do. They know what to do. They're in there. Clearly I've watched a lot of Bob Ross in my time. I still watch Bob Ross. He's actually given me some really cool painting technique ideas. Just some of the stuff that he's done. Not only with his approach to actually painting a landscape or something, but his idea of... He did a lot of cool things with black gesso, which I am not using. But the idea of painting something with an acrylic-based medium, letting it completely dry, and then painting over it with oil so that your brushwork and textures that you've created in acrylic are completely undisturbed, and you can brush all kinds of fun. You can do a transparent layer on top of that. And if you know me, then you know I'm all about transparent layers. So seeing him do that was a really cool kind of experience, actually. Look how quick this is coming together. I need to outline some mountains. The mountains and the clouds become one. That was very dramatic. I can use this to sort of make a mist down at the bottom of some of these little ravines and stuff. Yeah, so now it looks like mountains and things. Some edges we see and some are lost. Maybe this comes like that. It's kind of fun, literally creating your own world, which is what I'm doing here. I'll totally admit that's a pretty fun experience. A little darker. And this will be its own light quality. Okay, that's too repetitive of the same shape. How can I change that up? Maybe this one can come up. Means it needs to be darker. That's still the same friggin' shape. Why can't I think of another shape to put that? Let's do it this way then. I'll add another peak. There we go. There we go. It's fun to experiment different ways to put on paint as well. Different ways to hold the brush, and those kind of blend together. Maybe I can do a little bit here. There's going to be a little bit of stuff viewable through here. Not everything though. That sail. This painting is shiny and there's lights behind me in my studio, and sometimes it's hard to see. Parfois c'est difficile de voir quoi que ce soit. Let's do a little darker here. Boy, I'm really giving my ultramarine blue and my phthalo green a workout today. Here, those clouds are going to come up like that. Where does that sail go? To there. Little subtle bit of mist. That's how you separate the layers in the distance there. This is coming together quick. Shit, I better slow down. This video is going to be over in an hour. Y'all better tune in or I'm going to be done. Whoever ain't watching yet, better get on it. It's looking pretty good. I should take a picture of this. Incidentally, if you check out our Patreon, which hopefully Nick will put a link up there pretty soon, or I guess I forgot to put it in the description for today. Maybe we should edit that. I'm trying to block out a light behind me. But we do have a Patreon page if you'd like to subscribe and support the gallery on that. It is Heather Joyce. Thank you. It's patreon.com/HeatherJoyce. Amazing Art Expo. Maybe Nick should put that in the description if he's watching. And he can hopefully post a link up here. And for every new subscriber we get on Patreon, I will blow the horn of Gondor. Because that's how nerdy we are, and we want to thank you for your nerdiness in supporting ours. I'll do it. There we go. Okay, now I can do these next forward mountains. Who I love. This thing is just painterly as hell. I love it. It's really, really hard to loosen up with painting sometimes. You just want to be so accurate and detailed all the time. But sometimes you just gotta let go, which means you have to have a lot of practice. Oh, hey there, Keith. How's it going? Glad you like the moonlight. But the thing that really helps you loosen up in your painting is having drawn and studied very carefully for a number of years. And you can, your painting can be loose and accurate at the same time because you've practiced those things. Yeah, I like how the mountains and the clouds become interchangeable. You can't tell which one's which. I love this cloud mountain sort of progression. I painted that a lot and I quite like it. It's getting to the point now where I can pretty much just invent it. I don't really need a reference anymore, which is exciting. Keith, I'm still racking my brain on your painting concept. I haven't forgot about you. I do have a queue of a couple other ones that I have to do first, but I'm still, yours is tumbling around in there somewhere, so don't worry. That one might take a while because it was really interesting. Can't say I've ever painted anything quite like it. I've painted a lot of those things before, spaceships and carousels, and I don't think I've painted any clowns. No, this will be my first clown. Anyone else is listening like, what the hell are you painting for this guy? Indeed. What? Indeed. Let's do a darker blue with a new brush. I appreciate it. No worries. Yeah, thanks, man. It's a tough one. Just a little bit lighter. Because I have to have room in my value palette to keep getting darker. And here we might actually start to see some details of the mountain, which I'm just going to imply with lots of fun brushwork, because that's what I like to do. I might have to add a little bit of detail on top. Oh, and when I add the mist in here later, it's going to be just fabulous. I also have to cover up a little bit of this texture that's too much, because I don't want it to be distracting. Dreams are crazy like that. Yeah, no kidding. I laugh out loud every time I read this line. I'm reading Harry Potter right now, and it's book 5, The Order of the Phoenix, and he's in Professor Trelawney's class, keeping his dream journal, and he said about how he recounted his recent dream about him eating porridge, and she, of course, interpreted it as some kind of sign of his imminent death. But it's just funny that he had a dream about eating porridge, just like, sitting there at the table. That was his dream. I guess I'm eating porridge. What do you do when you wake up from a dream like that? Do you want some porridge suddenly? I'd laugh every time I read that part. There's going to be a sail right there. There's going to be, this could be a little lighter down here because I like this mist quality, but I definitely want some paint there. Oh, and I need to paint this too. There's all kinds of stuff happening back here that still needs to be shown. I don't quite like how this is following the sail so closely in shape. Just change that one bit. Okay, now let's do this side. Once again, the shinies are making it hard to see what I'm doing. And because it's a camera, I can't exactly just walk around to the other side of the painting like I might normally do. And you guys are seeing glare that's actually changing the value of my paint that's not really there. The shinies are making it a lighter value than it actually is. What brush was I using? This one. I'll try not to get my big schnoz in front of the camera. I actually have to go behind the camera for some of this stuff here. That's a little better. Without bumping it with my head like I just did. This will get a little lighter toward the bottom. My head keeps hitting this cord that's here. There we go. some mist, but then that means this needs to be a little darker on top. Nice rocky coast. Scoop up a lot of paint here. Oh, that's looking good. Maybe we'll lose the water line and the coast in a little bit of fog, which can do better later. Let's smooth out a couple of these. All right, let's. Oh yeah, duh! I haven't mentioned this yet. You guys can buy prints of this piece or the original on our website, and everything's 40% off right now. 40, is that right? 40, 40% off. So 40. That's a huge discount that we're having just for today while I'm doing this painting. So click on the link there and check out this piece or any other awesome pieces we have from all the great nerd art titles, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, Marvel, Alice in Wonderland, Game of Thrones. We have a lot of Disney stuff. This one is technically sort of Disney, I guess. It's Pirates of the Caribbean inspired. So it can count, I guess. But yeah, check out our website and you can buy prints of this piece or any other piece we have there or the original for 40% off. So that's just for today while the stream's happening. So check that out. And there's our Patreon again. Thank you, Nick. I'm going to stand up real quick and just stretch. Since I've been going for like an hour. That's looking pretty good. Let's do another layer of this little mountainy thing here. Just because it's fun. It's a little bit of mist. You can even hear it. Can soften this one just a little bit. That's why oil paint is so great, because I can soften edges whenever I want. Let's make this go up. Woo! All right. That one blew me off the whole screen there. Now here's where we're going to start to see a little bit of some light action. How do I do that without making it look too green? It's a little green. lighter than that. Little yellow ochre. This is where this town is going to be chilling over here. This is just the glow. That's almost too bright. Maybe we'll do a touch of green in there to darken it up. A little bit along here as well. Maybe a couple little guys floating around. Some like little houses higher up on the slope there. Alright, more transparent to opaque. That's the main sort of town area, I think. This could be their next plundering town or their birth town, or who knows. Maybe they're just sailing through the night. I want a couple over here too. Maybe there's a little bit of a town right here, but not much. But then I do want some mist action going on right here. Let's make that a little more gray. Make it gray by adding in every other color you got. Go a little lighter. That, I don't know if that word reads right. It's looking a little too light. This mist needs to become the light of these towns here. I need to blend them together a little better. Here it can get a little more light and value and a little more green. And there's a hair on the tail. That might get a lot more light later. I am lucky this is a nighttime scene, so stuff doesn't have a lot of detail on it. So I can imply a lot with the brushwork. These mountains and this town and stuff. Let's go a little darker. Let's do a little lighter here, just to make this continue. That's looking good. Oh, nice. Well, thanks, Colleen. Glad you got that one. You've been wanting it for years now. Wow. Now you got it. Awesome. And we got some lights sort of going down into the water a little bit. Let's go a little lighter here. I want this glow to be coming out of this water. Like we're getting this great light from the moon reflecting off the water, and it's sort of permeating this whole area. And we'll see a little bit on the other side of the ship. Once again, a little bit more just to show that continuing behind the ship. Now let's make this get lost. A little too green, we'll make that a little more purple. And a little lighter. Yeah, this night misty stuff is very forgiving. Gotta soften that edge a little bit. Those blues are amazing. I love the color representation. Yeah, thanks, man. This is one of my favorite color palettes to paint in, is this sort of turquoise. Should always just pick one color that my painting is going to be. One color plus an accent color. And then I try to keep it in that realm. That's where the moon is going to be. Alright, I want to clear a spot here for the brightest green I can make. Let's clean this off. I'm sure it's got some blue and stuff in there somewhere. Maybe even a little bit of yellow. Yeah, you know what? That's actually going to work better. Alright, need to lift this up a little bit so I can get down here. Here we go. Make sure that's lined up with the moon. Let's get a little more color in that now. Okay, that's about as far down as that solid is going to get. That will be pretty dark, I think. The rest of the water here. Maybe it gets a little touch lighter right around the edge there. And a little greener. I want it to be pretty calm water, I think. Here's where the silhouette gets lost against the ship. Just like I thought. This was not lined up with the moon. That will continue up there. I'm just really going to join those two together. Ooh, that's looking good. Ooh, nitty. A little more in there. A little more color there as well. Anybody buy this original yet? I think it's still available. 40% off while I'm doing the painting. All the prints are available as well at the same awesome discount. But if you're an original collector, you know, hey, we're trying to hook you up here. It's not often you get to own a painting that you saw be painted. It's fun, right? Alright, I gotta lift this up again. I gotta adjust the whole arm thing. Just because I gotta get underneath it with the brush. So beautiful. The light is always so amazing. Awesome. Thanks, Colleen. Yeah, light is the thing I think about the most when I do a painting. If the light doesn't work, I can clearly tell before I even look at a painting if the light's going to work or not. If it doesn't work, I don't even consider it as a concept. Honestly, I've traveled before. I love, doing paintings of my travel destinations and stuff. I'll go to Italy or something and, walk around the city taking pictures, and I've painted a lot of them later, and they're really great. But honestly, if the light isn't fun, like let's say if it's overcast or something and it's just not really a pretty day out, I put my camera away. I don't even get excited about taking pictures. Make this a little more flat, implying some sort of waves. Yeah, maybe these waves are starting to have a direction. Which will continue over on this side. Maybe that'll be like that, and then like that. I need to show the linear perspective on the ground, the water, which essentially is my ground level. So yeah. And this water just turns into the ship. Turns out Erykah Badu is some pretty sweet music to listen to while painting a pirate ship. Well, well, well. Well, well, well. Lighten that and flatten it out just a little bit. That's some fun waves in the distance or something. And then I was really waiting for this. This glow off that front bow. And there'll be all kinds of details. Things sticking off the front of that. Definitely spend the most time on this ship. It's just like the face of a portrait or something. It's where all the time goes, because it's the main character. This could be a little higher. Maybe a little bit of that, so it's kind of ambiguous when the ship ends and the water starts. That's what I want. Let's soften this. I didn't want to like too much going on back there, wave activity wise. Let's see if I can soften that a little more. That works. Yeah, that really helps show the linear perspective of the piece. And the surface of this flat water. That looks great. Looking good. Let's soften this edge. And same thing here. Okay, let's look at this for a second. Thanks for watching again, guys. Yeah, please follow us if you want to see more of these painting videos. I've been doing these once or twice a week. And yeah, follow us on whatever video streaming service you're watching. And then we have prints or the original available for sale. Just click on the link there in your description for the video. Everything's 40% off right now. Huge sale, only while I'm doing the painting. So check that out, only for today. You can buy this original, I believe is still available. And that is also 40% off. So yeah, we appreciate you guys watching, and we're trying to hook you up with some cool artwork. So check that out. We have a Patreon page. If you'd like to follow us on Patreon to support the gallery, we have cool rewards that we can offer you also. It's not just like asking for a handout. We do cool stuff for you. So check out our Patreon page. I don't know if there's a link in the description, but maybe Nick can post one here in the comments. It's Amazing Art Expo is our Patreon page. Let's soften this a little bit. There we go. Yeah, I love that you can do this later. Oil paint. Ain't nothing like it. Alright, let me just stand up and step back and look at this. Oh, it's looking good. I should probably take another picture. That's one thing we have on our Patreon is all these progress photos for all these paintings that I do. Just there for your enjoyment and study if you want. It's pretty awesome. I need to just soften that a little bit. That's better. Maybe this one too, just a little bit. Nice. I will add some more shimmy shinies in a bit. Adding a few more here and there. Okay, let's do this little city over here. It's been calling my name for a while. Okay. I'm finally going to bust out some other colors here. This is going to be a little town. Nothing too bright color-wise. Alright, and I need that paint on there is really thin, which means I need thin paint on top of it or it won't stick. Hey, look, it's a nighttime cityscape. Done a few of these before, right? Maybe these need to be a little more green. Just to work with the mist here. Yeah, I just need more paint now. I like that color. We'll do a definitely a little more green. Little town. Maybe a little more orange now. Little bits of a village in the distance. Some kind of bustling port. ones up here. These are the places with the view up there. Maybe that's where the lookout tower is. Maybe there's a lookout tower up there. A couple on top there. Oh yeah, this is going to be really great when I can do the mists later. Town. There's a little bit over here too. Not as much. See, I set myself up with that glow earlier. Now I can get in there and paint the light sources. And it makes sense. Maybe there's one up there on top. Let's do a smaller brush for a little bit of little glow on the water. Do a little bit out of here, just a smidge. And it might be lighter here because of the moonlight. Do a couple of random shimmeries on the water. Now there's a distant village. Alright, need any of these? Oh, I got some paint on it, you gotta wash it. That's not exactly horizontal. It's okay as long as I choose it to be that way. Let's just make this. That's better. This will definitely need to be varnished because I'm adding a matte medium, which then changes the sheen of everything. Some things are shiny and some things are matte. It's sometimes getting hard to tell how dark something is properly. I just had to trust that I made it correct the first time. All right, let's stand up for a second here. Oh, looking good. Fix my chair. A little seat cushion thing keeps getting squished and skewed off to the side. Yeah, I'll need to add some much brighter highlights in that water. Alright, it's about time to do the ship. Let's do a picture of this here because I like how the town changed a lot of that. Looking good. Okay, just stretching a little bit. It's an hour and a half. That's not too bad at all. Is that absurdly fast for a painting or what? I don't know. That is not horizontal either. I gotta decide where that's going. That should probably be more horizontal actually. Wow, that's really, yeah. Let's do some light highlights here. That would actually help me iron out this water line up here. All right. A couple little shinies here and there. This is some sparkly water. A little more shinies on either side of this thing. Who is the reference by? The reference is by me. There's the... oh, hi, Diane. How's it going? That little charcoal sketch in the bottom right-hand corner, I did that last night as my concept. So yeah, that's mine. I never paint someone else's reference. I always do my own. Good to see you, Diane. Hope you and Kent are doing good. I saw that Shannon and the kids went and visited you guys in Astoria recently. That looked awesome. I love that town. I keep telling them they should all move out there. I'll do some more splattery stuff later with the misties. What scene is this? It looks familiar. Well, this is inspired by Pirates of the Caribbean. No specific scene, just sort of just pirate ship, moonlight with the distant towns there, you know, just something fun. All right, now it's time for a pirate ship. This is going to be my darkest values. But some of them are going to be transparent, I think. Looks like the Shanghai scene. Oh, I guess that could work. Wasn't going after any specific scene or moment, just sort of the motif of the pirate ship and the moonlight and that kind of thing. And I will eventually have to draw all the holes in the sails. That'll be fun. Squeeze some more paint out on there. The sails look almost iridescent. Well, that was the point. They will be, actually. They're going to be a little bit sort of moonlit once I get them filled in a little better here. All right, I can lower this down a little more now. This way. There we go. Now for my dark, small brush, finally. These are supposed to be black sails, but I like how they could almost be a little transparent. And they're catching some light from the moon there. And then here's where I actually need to show some of the mountains behind there, finally. Come on, get a little darker. There might be some stuff going on back here. This is basically a silhouette with some details in it. Hi there, Alice. Thanks. Glad you like it. We do have prints of this piece available for sale. They're 40% off just during the stream, so you can pre-order your print of this piece while I'm still painting it, basically. Kind of cool, right? So you can have a piece that you actually watched come to life. And the original, incidentally, is still available as well. So check out the link there if you want to own this original. too much paint on this brush. There we go. Alright, can't make this too thick because I do have to paint sort of the holes through the sails later. Can't forget that. There we go. That's a little better. We're going to do a double jib here. I want more green here, actually. It's a little too green. There's the prow. This has several layers of just sails everywhere. It's kind of fun. It's like another jib, like back. Okay, now is when it starts to get a little more light through the ends of the sails. Little translucent. Don't know if that quite reads like how I want. Maybe it's too green. Maybe it was a little more blue. It's too yellow. I'm going to start showing some of the translucent sort of details of the sail. Using the paint and the brushwork to help me show that. Almost like pushing some of the paint out of the way. And this will help show the contour of these sails too. Let's do that. I gotta pick some new tunes. All the Erykah Badu's ran out. Okay, I can do some subtle little highlights on that. I think that will be good to show some of those front details there. Let's make sure that's a nice straight line. Okay, now here's where I get to the point where I need to paint things without painting them too specifically. Now there's all kinds of rigging that's going to go on here. Now I'm really going to use the texture of the paint to help me tell this story. Well, this is coming together nice. Hope I don't finish this thing too quick. What am I going to do for the rest of the day? I knew this was going to come together nicely, but I didn't think it was going to happen this fast. Jeez. Should make sure I like the sails before I start adding too many details to them. I think they're nice. Rigging everywhere. There's going to be a semblance. You can see a bit of the mast through here. Here's a boom back here. And Martinez, looking good, thank you. I hope I don't finish it too quick. We're supposed to go until 5. But this might be done in the next half an hour or something if I'm not careful. Or if I am too careful. I'm not really painting fast. I just started painting. It's not like I'm really flinging paint around. I'm like, ooh, gotta get this in. You know, I'm just doing my thing. Feels like I'm taking a long time to me, but apparently not. This will be fun, just adding all these little details for a while. Adding some highlights will be nice there eventually too. Here's mast number 2. Add some rigging and things. Here's that boom that comes out there. I've always had this crazy fantasy of like sailing on a big tall ship like this. I get terribly seasick, so maybe that wouldn't be the best idea, but I just thought it'd be really fun to go on a sailing adventure like that. Maybe after a few weeks you get used to it, I don't know. I love the water. I don't do very well on it. But if I ever really had the chance, I think I would take it. To sail on a big old tall ship like this. That would be so cool. Doing all the work, pulling ropes and climbing up and doing stuff and singing all the songs that they sing to like pass the time and to like unify the crew, you know. I think that would be really fun. I could be crazy thinking that, but you know, that's fine. Maybe I should paint more tall ships. If there's a market for it, I quite like it. We're not really in a nautical area. I'm in Denver, but you know, doesn't mean we couldn't still sell them in other places. I don't know if people like this kind of thing anymore. What's my favorite technique to use in this painting? I don't know. Painting? I don't know that the names of any specific technique I'm using. I mean, this is a palette knife, so I guess that would be a palette knife technique. In general, this painting is all about value. It's really a monochrome painting. It's the same color for the whole thing. So it's really about separating the values between the furthest object, the sky, and you get closer and closer, and how do you separate those values properly so that things read? So your value pattern, I'd say, would be the best technique for this, establishing that ahead of time. That's partially what the charcoal drawing was for, that you see in the corner there. Put a couple hints of details on this side of the ship here. This is where I got to do a lot of the painting. It's even more implied than normal. I don't want to spoil my nice silhouette here. But I want to put some details on there. Some almost makes you think there's details on there. There's all kinds of rigging and stuff hanging off the front of this. Crap, what am I going to do when I finish this thing? It's supposed to go until 5. Hope people aren't like tuning in at like 4 saying, hey, where's the painting? And I've been done for an hour and a half. It's only 2:30. Not bad for 2.5 hours so far. I mean, I already had the underpainting done. That was a couple hours that you guys don't see because it's not everyone's really favorite part to watch, so I kind of do that on my own. That is terrible. Let's fix that. Let's do a little more rigging, and maybe there's little people running around in here or something. You can almost see. The smaller the details, the bigger the ship's going to look. Just have to remember that. And it's a dark ship. There's no lights on it. I experimented with putting some lights on it, but then it looked too friendly. It's supposed to be the Black Pearl, you know, or inspired by the Black Pearl. I suppose I can do some lighter highlights now. knife. A little shiny on the sail itself there. Yeah, that'll be nice. Sort of little highlights on the sail. Okay, here's where I can get some fun. Here's like the widow catcher there. That's what they call the net that hangs out over the prow of the boat. Because when guys are out there working on the prow and they hit a wave and they fall off the front and they die. Because they drown and the boat can't go get them. Or they fall and they get dragged underneath the boat to their death and whatever. So they put a net down there, so that at least you have if you're going to fall off the thing, you're probably going to fall in the net, because that is the most dangerous part to work on a ship. Here's a few highlights of some of these areas in here. All right, let's a couple more. That's a cool ghostly looking ship. Let's do a little more of this here. Like it's something coming off the bow to meet all this stuff up here. And I can do some details off the back here. Yeah, I needed some of that stuff back here. Let's soften some of these. Some of these I'm even just scraping the paint off to show that the color of the paint underneath. That's how we do an underpainting. Well, that's great. All right, let's look at this. Let's take a picture also. Okay. Picture, and incidentally, again, this painting is still available for sale, this original. So check out the link there in the description if you want to buy this original. It's 40% off the original oil painting. And we have prints available too, also 40% off. You know, we have paper and canvas and you know, a nice stretched canvas one that's like a gallery quality, or a cool, like a nice paper giclée, so all kinds of different ones for whatever kind of print you want, or place that you have to hang it, or whatever. this could come a little more. Just needs to show the other side of this water a little better. I like how this is all mysterious down here. No detail, just all the dark connects, so it works really well. I am going to put some holes in the canvas to make it look more like the pirate ship here. Hopefully that'll read properly. I think I'm just going to have to try. That'll be probably a little bit lighter. Let's try one. Yeah, I could go a little lighter and a little greener. Yeah, these sails need to be a little more raggedy. Must be a magic boat because it would never sail properly with all those holes in it. Yeah, I just got to add some holes in it. That'll make it look more like a pirate ship. Okay. Nick says if I finish the painting early, I should add mermaids to it. I'm not really sure where I'd put them. Are these like holes like they're cannonball holes, or it's just old and creepy boat ship? So here it might be a little darker. Some of these can't be too obvious because whatever's behind it is not that light. I think just showing some extra texture in there will be helpful. Yeah, it's looking more like a pirate ship now. Look at that. Gotta be subtle with these, I think. Can do another, maybe a couple holes right there. So selectively putting them in places that make them look good and not too repetitive or distracting or anything. Maybe not every rope is taut. Maybe some of them are a little slack. Okay. Definitely, you know, I knew I wasn't going to finish today. I knew I need to wait for this to dry so I can add some subtle misty things happening that I still want to do. But in general, it's like 95% done. So yeah, definitely if you like what you're seeing here, please follow us online. Follow us on whatever video stream you're watching. And then because we have another series of paintings that we're doing, sort of Disney inspired animal paintings. So basically some like the animal sidekicks from some of the well-known Disney films. I'm doing a chameleon, like from Tangled, for Pascal. I'm doing a nice clownfish for Finding Nemo, and I'm doing a crow for Maleficent. So those will be fun. So follow us if you want to watch those. They'll be more realistic looking animals, but themed off of that kind of idea. And I generally do this stream like once or twice a week. So yeah, if you want to follow us to watch more of those. And then yeah, I guess if you want, we have prints available. You can buy the print or the original and check out the link. They're 40% off. I think that goes through the rest of today, basically, because I finished the painting a little earlier than we thought. And then hit us up on Patreon if you want to subscribe and support the gallery and support what we're doing here, so we can do more of these cool live stream videos for you. And we have some cool rewards as well. So check out our Patreon page. Nick, if you want to post a link up there so people can see that. If you want to follow me in general, I'm Christopher Clark. Christopher Clark Art is my Facebook and Instagram, and my hashtag in general, just all one word, Christopher Clark Art. And in general, I can take some questions if you guys have any specific questions. I can clean up my paints here for a little bit. And then I think I might be done a little early in this one. I can only poke at it for so long until the painting looks poked at. You know, it gets to that point for sure where you need to stop. I can't do the finished misty things. That would be nice if I could like snap my fingers and it's dry, and then I could do all the cool misty stuff, because that'll really bring it home. But I can't do that yet. That's going to be a few days. There's a lot of white on here, and white takes the longest to dry. So if you have any specific questions, feel free to throw those out there, either about my my painting technique, or art in general, or what's my favorite Pirates of the Caribbean's character, or I really should rewatch the first. I think the first movie was the best, hands down. The whole series in general was pretty good. I think that the magic of the first one, it's hard to reproduce that. But as a 3-part series, it was still fun. I loved the character Calypso at the end, and I love how the pirates sort of switch sides. Barbossa was the sort of antagonist in the first one, and then they sort of join forces later because they have a common goal. And I love the two pirates. I don't know their names. The bald guy and then the goofy blonde guy who has the wooden eye. I love those guys, and how they also sort of switch sides depending on what's beneficial to them at the moment. You know, I think that was clever. Those are fun characters. But yeah, watching them fight the Kraken was awesome. And then when Jack gets eaten by it, you know, that was amazing. That scene when he just faces it and it's like slow motion, I think eats him. Like, that was really cool. And then you get to find out, you know, the sort of weird afterlife that happens. Like, it was some cool stuff. I really should rewatch the trilogy. But the first movie is just one of those perfect films, you know, the Curse of the Black Pearl. One of those films is just like, it's perfect. All the characters are great, the story is great, the pacing's great, the special effects are great. It's very memorable. The other two movies, you know, flesh it out nicely and make a nice story. But the first movie is just perfect. Cool soundtrack. I love that cello riff. I can't sing it properly. It's a weird meter, but that's a brilliant theme they repeat throughout all the films. I think, did Howard Shore do that one? I remember I had the DVD years ago and I watched it so many times. It was just such a fun movie to put on in the background while I was painting or something, or just to sit and chill and watch it. I'm sure I could get Disney Plus and watch them all right now. I have painting and studying to do, so I can't. I'm taking a facial anatomy class right now. A 6-week intensive course. And we had a class yesterday, and I have homework, actually, so I haven't had any homework in a long time, but it's fun homework, so it's fine. Studying skull construction, skeletal muscles, and eye anatomy right now is what we're working on. That is green. I need to make sure I don't confuse that. And I love just sketching in my sketchbook. It's one of my favorite things to do. You know, I could show you guys, since you're all still watching. Let me clean this up. You get a special bonus. I'll give you a preview. I just finished a sketchbook last night. That's always fun. When I finish a book, I can put it on my shelf of sketchbooks. I'm getting quite a fun little collection. I think sadly there were a couple sketchbooks years ago that I threw away because they were just older, and you know, it was when I was still learning stuff, and always learning stuff, but it was very, very amateur work. But that kind of stuff is memorable. You really should keep it. I think I was just moving, and like, I don't need to keep this anymore. It's one of those decluttering your life things. But I kind of look back, I'm like, I wish I would have kept that. You don't ever think about that stuff at the time. I still have piles and piles of sketches just in loose paper that I almost threw away the other day. I'm like, I don't know what to do with these. They're just, you know, a lot of them are studies and quick doodles and really garbage. Life drawing sessions with models and stuff, or, you know, some real shitty loose concept stuff before I went and did a nicer concept. But, you know, people say, oh, you should sell them someday. I'm like, someday? Where the hell am I going to put them until someday happens? Take out my whole freaking house, which is not large at all. Like what you can see in that camera is pretty much my art studio. I have bits and pieces other where I do other things here and there, but this is my art studio, this little tiny room that I'm sitting in. It's my basement. Sketchbook. Yeah, I'll do that in a second. I just wanted to get finished cleaning up here. Really, you guys have no questions while I'm here offering to answer them? Just gonna wash these brushes real quick. I've been trying to get better at washing my brushes, even with, you know, cleaner and water in the sink, not just here in the mineral spirits, because it really keeps them alive and sharp, crisp a lot longer. God, I should paint more boats. I freaking love tall ships. I really should do more of these. What do you think, John? Can we sell tall ships? Or Dave? Anybody who likes boats? Think we can sell this kind of stuff a lot? I don't know how much of a niche market that is. This is a specifically pop culture anchored piece, so that helps it a lot. But what if it wasn't? What if it was just a ship and then clouds and mountains or whatever, a sunset or who knows what. Some of my favorite artists were seascape artists. Ivan Aivazovsky, one of them. It's a Russian painter from the 1800s. Of course, he's from the 1800s. All my favorite artists are from the 1800s. Are the original sketches always in charcoals or pencils? And how do I choose the colors? I do a lot in charcoal because it's so fast. I'd say charcoal is probably versus pencil. I don't use graphite a whole lot. Charcoal is probably way more common for me. I've been doing a lot of my sketchbook stuff is in pen and ink. So I do have a lot of those there. And how do I choose the colors? I just, you know, I knew it was going to be a moonlight scene. I do also some digital concepting. I paint digitally to concept. I never use that as a finished painting, but it'll very often be how I begin fleshing out an idea. That way I can play with colors also. Because it's so editable. I can tweak it and yank it in different directions really easily. And so it's really fast. I will never, in the foreseeable future, do a digital piece as a finished painting. I don't enjoy painting on the computer. I'm like at the computer, like, I want to be in front of an easel with real paint. So I don't really want to take a digital painting to that level of completion. I probably never will, unless I'm like commissioned for something very specific, or was doing some. Oh, I forgot to take a picture with all the paint on it. Damn it! I love taking a picture of the painting with the paint all over the palette. God, how do I forget that every time? Well, we'll do this. We'll put it down and we'll pretend. We'll pretend that there's still paint there. I'm trying to get them another photo to use for the website, but it's hard because it's so shiny right now. There we go. That way they have something to show. Spectacular painting. Awesome. Jocko Bacco, thank you. Apparently we are marketing for this painting, and people usually start showing up in the latter half of the piece. And I just finished it too damn fast. So sorry about that. I'm gonna send them a painting as it is right now, so they can use it as the work in progress, so they can have it on the website so people can buy it and actually see, instead of the charcoal sketches there right now. So okay, that came out really good. All right, gonna send this. Let me think here. If you guys have any other questions. They're like, oh, I was gonna show you guys my fun sketchbook too. That's right. That I finished. I don't usually show people those. Let me just attach this image. Okay, let me go grab that real quick. So here's my sketchbook I recently finished. I love old books, so I found these cool old sketchbooks. It's like a cool old book with little clasps on it and everything. I started it April 1st, so I'll try to thumb through it, and also I'm trying to not touch the painting that's behind here. So yeah, I do a lot of my sketching in pen because it's really fast. Literally whatever. That turned into a painting. That was a sketch at like 3 in the morning on the couch when I couldn't sleep. So that's a painting. Some of these are fabric studies I was doing, and I was like calligraphy. That turned into a painting. That was a nighttime couch sort of sketch. That was just a study trying to play with mediums. Some of the pages kind of stick together because of the medium that I use. These are just like practicing using different mediums on a paper and see what happens. These are dancers. That's Damian Patterson from Wonderbound. This is Deanna Lefton, also from Wonderbound. So I've got to get a bunch of those, a bunch of dancers. I like playing with color and these are middle of the night on the couch sketches, and as I can't sleep, so I get up and just, these are from memory, just random, you know, just random images of people. That turned into a painting. That was the sketch that I did just one night, had an idea. So that one's a painting. Just random people. That one I thought would be another great piece. I haven't done it yet, but it was just a concept. That turned into a painting. The guy with the violin and the birds. These are just random thoughts. Oh, here's on our Patreon, those are our little markers for like the different levels that we have. The different levels you can sign up at. So I just like concepted them in this book. And I changed them to sort of a beige color digitally, but just random people. These are my friends and I at a bar a year ago or so. That was fun. It's a place called Run for the Roses in Denver. This painting I did from memory, the girl with the umbrella. I just literally smeared some charcoal until it started to look like something. So yeah, this is kind of like me experimenting. This is some sculpture in the the Musée d'Orsay in Paris. I thought it was cool. Just random thought that maybe could be a cool painting someday. Here's my idea for a cool series I'm doing that I haven't released yet. It's called Double Entendre. Got a bunch of those coming. These are some people in Tokyo. This is I just like fun pen colors. I love fountain pens, and I love pen colors. This was a concept that never came to fruition for a Lord of the Rings piece because it was just too complicated of a concept. We haven't really nailed it down. Here's some of my friends. I just draw them, you know, random ideas. I try to do this funny guy playing the ukulele, and then my pen exploded all over the paper. So that was fun. Life drawing with a cowboy dude. Here's a painting that I concepted that I had to have to paint still. This cool mermaid idea I had. Kind of inspired by a painting by Michael Parks. This guy did one where it's called Angel Affair, where this angel was like attacking this guy with a kiss sort of attack. Pretty cool. A guy like in a suit, So I'm like, oh, what if it was like a mermaid? So I kind of had that idea. Here's some anatomy studying facial anatomy. Here's just screwing around with some ideas. That's my friend Deanna, who's a beautiful dancer and vocalist. Just playing with mediums and see what happens when I smear things in different orders. And this is my friend Miriam. This was the post I did for the blackout day for Black Lives Matter. I just did a charcoal square, and that was my post. More anatomy study. That's my friend Elizabeth. I think this is one of my favorite drawings in the whole book. That's Amber, my girlfriend, watering her parents' lawn and bushes and stuff one day when we house sat for them. I think this is probably my favorite drawing in the whole book. I love this one. Did this one from memory, just to see if I could construct a face. Did that from memory. It's my friend Lark. I did a pencil sketch and a charcoal sketch, the same image, from a photo shoot I did with her a couple years ago. Anatomy study. This was something I call reference invention, taking a photo reference and then inventing the hell out of it and making it, exaggerated and adding stuff. This was my girlfriend Amber just sitting on a wall with some light, and I just took her pose and general light and then added all kinds of, concept to it to see what would happen. It's kind of fun. Creepy anatomy study. Oh boy. Here's another reference invention I did. This is a gal I saw at downtown Denver playing a harp. It was really beautiful, so I took some pictures and I gave her a tip because she was just busking on the street. And I just invented it and did some crazy stuff with it. Here's my friend's little girl Vivian on her birthday, and then me just playing with calligraphy, just trying out some stuff. I love this page too. Some friends of mine. I think this is my favorite spread in the whole book. It's very storybookish. And I love the writing. I was playing around with that's Bilbo Baggins' handwriting, and it's in French because I'm practicing my French all the time. That's Amber throwing her first pot. Where's the sketch of Decker? Oh, I haven't done a sketch of Decker yet. Sorry, John. I know it's your birthday and everything. I haven't got a chance to it yet. Here's a concept for a jazz painting I'm doing for somebody. There's a gal at an art workshop I did once. Her name's Tanya. This is my friend Nick. He was sitting there. We were hanging out in his garage. Some paintings of some people. That's Amber drawing on the floor there. There's the concept sketch I did of Voldemort before I did that painting. Here's another model I did a photo shoot with. There's Bellatrix Lestrange when I did that concept. There's the Draco. These are like 10 minutes. Like, I have to get something up there. Just random people. I love this little witch. I did that just from sitting on the couch one night. I thought that was a really fun little concept. Here's a fun idea I've had to do more fun illustrative work. Literally just like anything that comes to my mind, no matter how weird it is, and I just sort of do it in this fun little illustrative style that I like to do. These are literally like, I have no idea where these come from. Literally anything, the first thing that comes to my mind. And I signed them Quickie 200. That's going to be my fun illustrative art, like, identity when I do enough of these. Here's another one of those. I did this at 4th of July in my friend's backyard. So maybe eventually I'll have a series of these. Quickie 200. Just to keep it separate from my other stuff. So there's Amber trying out some pens that I really didn't like how they worked out, some ink colors and stuff. You know, some of these really didn't work, but just trying out some different colors and techniques and stuff. Facial anatomy, yay! Eye anatomy, oh boy! And then that's the last page. So anatomy ended this book. So that's it. That's my fun sketchbook, and this will go with my collection of sketchbooks. So that was a bonus. Oh, you know what else, John? The pictures you sent me of Decker were terrible. They were just like all close and at a terrible angle. You sent me a better picture. I could probably do a quick drawing or something. But most people don't know how to take good photographs of things. It has to be like compositionally, it's different than just taking it for your own memory. Like, oh, remember that moment? You take photos to paint from differently than to just remember a moment later. So I think a lot of people don't consider that when they're taking pictures. They just say, "Ooh, quick, take a picture of that," and they can look at it later, and in their mind it works. But as an image, it doesn't really work by itself. So send me a better picture, and I'll think about it. So, the lovable idiot, yeah. Megan, yeah, thanks for watching my sketchbook. That's something I don't usually share with people. It's literally just like random ideas I have, and you know, things I've seen on my travels and people I know and experiences, and I just like do random thoughts. I try to practice whatever language I'm studying at the time. It was Italian before, now it's French. So I just do fun calligraphy in whatever language I'm currently practicing. I love calligraphy. I love fountain pens. Kind of become addicted to fountain pens recently. I got like 15 different inks in my drawer, and I mix them together in my own fun little concoctions, and I feel like a mad scientist with all these bottles and eyedroppers, and you know, it's like late at night, I'm down in my basement like mixing inks and trying them out. This is my little tiny little pen tester book, so it's like testing out different colors and mixing them and see what they do. I love this one, brown pink. It's a good one. Trying out different ones, seeing what happens when you smear water on them. You know, the paper's gray, it doesn't bleed through, so always trying out different stuff. This was recently just smearing water everywhere and seeing what happens. So I recently started using black ink, which I've never used before, and I freaking love it. It's really somber, but it washes down into these beautiful colors. There's pinks and blues and stuff in there, so it's really fun. So that's been my late experiment. So that's this fun little guy. And then I have this fun little sketchbook. I bought this at Harry Potter World. It's a Hufflepuff sketchbook, clearly. And this is just like on the plane, like literally the first thing that comes to my head, and I just draw it out. I did this on the couch one night, I think. These are from memory, just like what can I do from memory without a photo reference. So these are kind of fun. A gal and a little dragon. So I haven't done a whole lot in this one. I try to only have one sketchbook at a time, so otherwise I never finish them, but it's hard. I love sketchbooks. I'll probably buy way more than I use. I've got several more that I have enough to take me a couple years worth to get through. So. Okay, I think I'm going to end the video now. Thanks, guys, for watching. Follow me if you want, Christopher Clark Art. It's my hashtag for Facebook and Instagram, and it's my hashtag in general for stuff. Follow the gallery so you can watch more of these videos if you want to see more of these live stream things. I do them quite often now. You can buy prints of this piece or buy the original online. Everything's 40% off for today, so check that out. That's a super huge deal that will only be for today since we did the painting. Follow us on our Patreon page if you want to subscribe and support the gallery and to support artists like myself who it's a hard time for artists right now, so we definitely could use your support to keep these live videos going, to keep offering you great prints and great art. We can't travel anymore right now, so we're kind of just like scrambling to find whatever we can do to keep art going. So check out our Patreon page. There's been links in there, but I'll do another one real quick. That's super helpful. You appreciate it. And we also have cool rewards and stuff for our patrons. So, and then I have a new thing. Where did it go? Where's my Horn of Gondor? This total dorky thing that I started doing. This is how much of a nerd I am. Every time we get a new patron, I will blow the Horn of Gondor, which right now is just this rubber tube that I have left over from a project I was working on. The Horn of Gondor! Boromir! So, if we get enough patrons, I will buy a real Horn of Gondor. Somebody who might make one on Etsy or something, and I'll have it and I can actually play it. So follow us on Patreon and I will blow the Horn of Gondor for you. But that's it. So thanks for watching, guys. I'm Christopher Clark, painting for the Amazing Art Expo, our new gallery project. So I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Take care.